Hi, I'm Lainie Goldstein. I am a transformational coach and human design consultant, and actually a quantum human design consultant. And my website is createthelifeyouwant.com, and it's createthelifeyouwant.com. And I'm making this video. I've wanted to do this for a long time, and I did post some videos that are on my website, on my YouTube channel, Create the Life You Want. But today is October 1st, 2025, and I decided today is the day that I'm going to officially start the YouTube channel that I want to have. And the reason is I have spent many years, really my whole entire adult life, clearing my own stuff and really working on the goal of having a really happy, fulfilling life. And I've done that. And over the years, I've been a therapist. I was an energy practitioner. I've done lots of different things in lots of ways. I've worked for hospice, and there was something I was longing for. And I always felt strongly about helping people create the life they want, always. And I think one of the things that I would say is my strong suit is that I have an unfailing belief that if you do the work, you can create what you want. And I have done that in my own life. And so now I am wanting to help others do that in a new way. So it's not as a therapist. I decided to become a transformational coach because I really believe that if you do the work, your life will transform. And you can really shape it the way you want it. There are really very specific and useful and effective tools in helping you to clear whatever blocks are in your life, whatever your life path is. You're meant to clear the blocks out of the way and live your highest life. And I love helping people do that. So you're welcome in the comments below to make suggestions, what you'd like to hear me talk about. I'm thinking, someone suggested that a very short format is what people want, but that isn't what I really want to do. I really want to spend a little time each time I make a recording, which I hope will be maybe a couple of times a week, really helping people to hear things that may excite you or motivate you, make you hopeful. And I'm inviting you to explore my website. I offer a 30-minute free consultation for anyone who wants me to give you a basic overview of your human design and maybe answer some questions so you can see if you're interested in working with me, or perhaps it just feels right just to watch these videos, which is wonderful also. So today I will just tell you a little background. I was born and raised in New York, and in when I was 18, I always wanted to come to California. So when I was 18, I took myself to California as a high school graduation gift, and a very kind and generous first cousin who I had never met in person invited me to stay with her. And I did, and I just loved it. So while I was there, a friend of hers, I was telling a friend of hers that I really would love to live in California. And this friend said to me, well, my husband's away in the service and our apartment is paid for. So if you could pay for your own food, you're welcome to live with me. He's going to be gone. I don't know if she said for a couple of years or whatever, but she invited me to live there with only paying for my own food. And at that time in California, I think after 6 months living in California, you could go to a community college for free. So I was just beside myself with joy and excitement and really almost astonishment. And I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And I called my mother in New York to tell her, and she kind of freaked out. And she said to me, well, Helene, I guess this is goodbye. So for an 18-year-old, that was, or at least for this 18-year-old, it was very frightening. I didn't even know what it meant. I didn't know what she meant. I didn't know. Anyway, I got really scared, and I went home. But I never gave up my dream. In the back of my mind, I always wanted to come live in California. So in 2005, I think, my mother, who was elderly, died, and a friend from New York had moved here to California and invited me to come visit. So I got on a plane and went to visit, and while I was visiting, I decided to look at houses, and I found one I loved, and I was going to put a bid on buying it, and the real estate agent told me that it was in escrow and just come off the market. So I went home, and I went home, I was disappointed, but I really had this strong belief that if it was meant to happen, it would happen. And I noticed when I got back to New York, I had this awareness. I remember saying to myself, do you really want it, and are you really ready to leave everything you know, everyone you know in New York, and move by yourself all the way to California? And I meditated and thought about it, and to my surprise, the answer that came up was yes. So I decided to, let's call it, trust the universe. So I mustered up the courage, and I called the real estate agent in California and told her that I would like her to let me know if anything happened with the house, and if it would happen to come back on the market, I'd be interested. And she said, really? Wow. She said, it fell out of escrow, so it is available. And to me, that was just a sign from the universe. So I bought the house and I moved. And so now it's 19 years later, and I love living here. I don't think there was ever a moment that I ever regretted moving. And I did have to go through some hurdles because I was a little stubborn in the sense that I was a therapist in New York, and I didn't want to go for my license in California. I felt I needed a break. I needed to just be. So I didn't go for my license. And as a result of the choice I made, it was difficult because that was my profession, and that's how I knew that was my skill. And so it was tricky earning a living. So I had to do things that were not necessarily my wheelhouse. And I did build up some debt, but I never regretted moving. And I have loved the house that I bought. I'm still in it, and I still love it. And so eventually I got a job at hospice, and that was a good learning for me, and especially for the work. I wanted my coaching, my work with people to really be on a more spiritual level, and there aren't too many things that are going to help you develop your spirituality more than working for hospice. So I did that for about 10 years, and then I retired from hospice, and then I started to miss working with people and miss working in this way of helping people create their life. So it was in 2010, a dear friend introduced me to human design, and we looked up. You can actually go online and you can put your birth date and your birth time in, and your birth location, and you can get, this is my human design, you can get a chart like this. And essentially what human design is really telling you, it's telling you a lot, but this is a chart of the way your energy system works and your personality, and it even includes really your life path information, what your soul's journey is in this lifetime. It's very, very, very dense and accurate and authentic and helpful. And so I was so interested in it that I looked up the name of a consultant, and I went to, and I had a human design consultation, and it was a very profound experience. And for me, it was life-changing in the sense that he told me that that I had, he asked me to give him an example of something that I would want to know about, and I said that I had moved and I was living in this house and I was never able to furnish, even in New York, I was never able to complete the furnishing of a home because I couldn't make a decision, and I was never clear what it was I wanted, and if I bought it, what I wanted in a month from then. So he did my human design chart. He read it, and what he told me was that I was operating in a very slow, deliberate way related to making decisions, when my natural style was very quick in the moment intuition. And that was really very surprising to me. I don't know anyone who knew me who would have thought that of me. So he gave me an exercise which was so interesting. He told me to go into a furniture store with my phone and look around, and if something catches my eye, to take a picture of it, to not think about whether I like it or not, but if it catches my eye, and if in 1 or 2 seconds I feel drawn to it, I should take a picture of it and not think about purchasing it. Just take a picture and go through the store and take a picture of everything I like in the moment. So I did that, and when I got home, I was actually surprised. I looked at the pictures and I still liked the things I had picked. And I was almost more sure than I usually was. So it turns out I went back to the store and bought a lot of those things that I had taken pictures of. And so within 3 months of that consultation, I had completely furnished my home, and that was 15 years ago, and I still love it. So that made such an impression on me that I looked up human design schools and considered going to one. And I was never sure, I never felt ready to sign up. I always felt like something held me back. And then one day I got an email from a school of quantum human design. And some of you may know what that is, and some of you may not know what the word quantum is, but essentially, whether you call it quantum physics or quantum mechanics, but there is a field of infinite possibility. And the study of quantum physics, quantum theory, looks at the amazing information about how your thoughts and your beliefs and your emotions impact what shows up. And your thoughts, you produce an energy in relationship to your thoughts and your emotions, and that energy draws things to you. And I had always been like that. That was so easy for me to believe. So this particular program included quantum theory in the program, and so somehow that drew me in. And one of the original human design students and then teachers had started this program of quantum human design. Her name is Karen Curry Parker, and I was so drawn to it, I signed up immediately, and I went through the training, and I've been helping people since then. And it really is my passion and my pleasure, and it does really feel like it's what I was meant to do. I know I was meant to serve, and combining human design with quantum physics feels like the ultimate for me. And human design is a very complex system that includes many ancient teachings. It includes astrology, it includes Kabbalah, it includes the Chinese I Ching, it includes the chakra system. So it's very layered and dense and thorough and amazingly accurate from my perspective. So I know it looks weird. It looks like a alien, but it's really about the flow of energy and how your personality works. And so I hope everything I just said was clear. I invite you to ask questions in the comments, and I will address them. And also in the comments, if you want, make suggestions about what you'd like to hear me talk about. And I invite you to visit my website, which is createthelifeyouwant.com, and it's the letter U, createthelifeyouwant.com, createthelifeyouwant.com. And so it's really makes me very happy to do this, and I am very excited about having people find this video and my channel and connect and check out my website, and let me know if you have comments or questions. So I look forward to doing this again. Okay, bye.